For more on Catalonia's push for independence, we're joined by Isabel-Helena Marti. She's a member of the Catalan National Assembly in Barcelona. Also with us is Federiga Bindi. She's a senior fellow with the Center for Transatlantic Relations at Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies. From Madrid, Daniel Gascon is the editor of the Spanish magazine Libres, and Alberto Avendano is an award-winning Spanish journalist and currently the Washington bureau chief for the National Association of Hispanic Publications. Thanks to all of you for joining us. Isabel-Helena, let me start with you. The Catalan president is expected to address Parliament on Tuesday, and he is maintaining his threat to declare independence. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
We opened the door for mediation, and we have welcomed every mediation opportunity we received. Days have passed, and if the Spanish state does not respond to the mediation petitions, we will do what we have to do.
Now, listening to that, what are your expectations of what could happen on Tuesday?
Well, exactly what the president said. He said that he recognized that after what happened on October the 1st in Catalonia during the referendum day, the Catalan people had earned their right for independence, and that he would at all time abide by law. And we know that the referendum law requires a declaration of independence if the yes wins in the referendum, and that was the case. So we just expect that he abide by law, as he already said.
Isabel-Helena, just one point of clarification on the law. Those who don't want Catalonia to leave Spain say that there is no provision in the Spanish constitution for this kind of referendum.
The Catalan parliament, which is 100% legitimate parliament, and where are the political representatives of the Catalan people, passed the so-called referendum law. And that law states what I just explained. So here we have this problem of legitimacy. There are some part of the people that says that there is only one legitimacy in the Spanish Congress and the Spanish government, and that other part of the Catalan people, which is a majority, as we saw on October the 1st, which says that Catalan parliament is really a legitimate representation of the Catalan will.
Okay, Daniel, you were there in Madrid. What do you make of this? The majority of Catalans have shown that they want independence, but how serious is this for Spain?
Well, I think it will be very serious and very worrying for Spain and also for Catalonia, because I think it will create immense economic and social damage. First thing I want to say, there's not the Catalan government has not proper legitimacy to declare independence. As the vote on October 1st was illegal, it lacked the basic democratic guarantees, and also the counting was clearly fraudulent. For instance, one thing is that the president of the Catalan government announced his intention to declare independence before the number of votes were known, no? The results, the true results. So the voting was not about democracy, it was about independence. The Catalan people are not oppressed. Catalonia is a very rich country, or part of the country in a democracy that is in the European Union, and the Catalan people vote. They have government representation in the Spanish parliament too, and Catalonia controls health, education, security. So this, and the other part is that this is not only a conflict between Spain and Catalonia, or not only that, it's also a conflict between Catalonia itself.
Federiga, Spain's Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy could invoke what's being described as the nuclear option, and that is direct rule from Madrid.
Yeah. Article 155 of the Constitution.
That's right. What kind of impact would that have?
Well, before I get to that, I would like to comment, if you don't mind,
Sure.
to what was said before. This is not illegitimate. independence referendum the way it was framed, and Puigdemont does not have legitimation to declare independence. If you look at it from the strictly constitutional point of view, but also if you look at it from the democratic point of view, because this was not a referendum organized with everything ensuring that every single person had the possibility to vote. Clearly, yes, they got 90% of yes vote, but it was only those who wanted independence who went to vote. And also, as it was said, Catalonia is divided. I mean, not everyone in Catalonia wants to have independence. So if ever there was to be a referendum, it has to be organized, amending the constitution and doing it the proper way. That being said, I'm afraid to say the Moncloa, Mariano Rajoy government haven't been smart. He sought confrontation, and he hasn't responded to the offers that Puigdemont did of negotiating. And so it's creating a situation which is more and more tensed. So calling for Article 155 would be correct from the constitutional point of view, but it would be the equivalent of a declaration of war.
Right. Alberto, what is your view on this, particularly to the point that Federiga just raised about the Spanish government response to that referendum? You know, there was a lot of violence on the streets, 900 people injured. Did that have the effect of actually polarizing the two sides even further?
Indeed, and also the way social media and international media behaved was a little disturbing on that point. But let me tell you some personal background. I was young and active during the transition years in Spain. And I am witness with my generation how Spain was able to build a extremely strong and positive democracy, to the extent that the levels of autonomy, the levels of liberty, the levels of cultural renaissance that Catalonia, together with the Basque Country or Galicia, enjoy, are unique, not only compared to our own past in Spain, but compared to any other societies throughout the world. So we have a very strong democracy in Spain, but we have right now a scenario where been there before. Yeah, in the 1600s we've been there. Yes, in the 30s we've been there. Right now, my question for the independent movement that I respect because of our strong democracy is how morally can you impose independence or a different kind of political structure on the majority of your population, which is the majority. The majority do not want out. However, even if it is 40%, even if it is 30%, I will have that problem too. So that's my personal take. Regarding what Federiga said about the 155, I have to point something. This article is based on a German article of the Federation in order to take care of the unity of the Federation in Germany. And in Spain, that wouldn't mean getting rid of the democratic accomplishment of the autonomy, but just getting rid of the current political situation.
Isabel-Helena, what do you make of that? The fact that, I mean, we've heard the other guests tell us here that there is no legal basis for this independence referendum. And the question is, what prompts the Catalans to seek independence in the first place, especially as Daniel pointed out, that it is a prosperous part of Spain. The central government does provide healthcare, education, security, and an economic foundation for the place to exist. So why independence? Well,
first of all, we need to find the origins of the current crisis in Catalonia in the repeated refusal on the side of the Spanish government to implement, to carry out territorial modifications so the Catalan people would be able to decide about their future. There is a very large majority. The poll says that above 80%, between 80 and 82% in a consistent manner, the poll says that the Catalan people want to decide their future. We have sent our political representatives to Madrid as many as 18 times trying to start conversations, to engage into negotiations with the Spanish government. But each single time that they went there to Madrid, they slammed the door behind them. There is this intransigence coming from the Spanish government trying to make a solution, to arrange a solution for this widespread demand of Catalan people. And that's the origin of the problem. It's kind of surprising to hear about this majority of people that want independence in Catalonia, because precisely this is what we want, and this is what we want to do, holding a referendum to see whether or not there is a majority of people of Catalonia that want that our country become an independent country. It's that easy. There is no need to speculate whether or not there is a pro-independence majority or a unionist majority. Let's just cast a ballot. Let Catalan people decide and see whether or not there is a majority in Catalonia for independence.
Okay, I have two people in this.
Let me just a few seconds, please, to finish to answer your question.
Yeah.
The thing is basically that we want to be in a 21st democracy. We want an advanced democracy, and we want the Catalan people to have in their hands